Um, so I mean, in regards to figuring out my sexuality and stuff, there wasn't really defining like, oh, I'm bi or whatever like that. Like growing up in Donegal wasn't formative at all for me. Like, I mean, you'll know yourself, Donegal is considered like notoriously homophobic anyway. Um, so there was no real like growing up for me. There was no real support or anything. Like the village I'm from, as far as I'm aware, there's one gay man that's out. There's definitely more, but like there's only one person specifically out, and that was very much like there's the village gay, and it was such a novelty for everyone. Um, Even at school and stuff, I suppose I would have tried to nearly repress sexuality in a sense. Like a lot of like I was bullied quite a lot, so a lot of it was very much like, oh, you're a faggot, you're a gay, like whatever, whatever, whatever. So I would have spent a lot of time being like, no, no, I'm not, like I'm not, like get away, fuck off, whatever. Um, so from that kind of put in my head being like, it put unfortunately a negative connotation with being a member of the LGBT community in Donegal. So there was no real, I felt there was no real space for me to be even consider it. Like it was just so like not, it's like it's safer not to be. In my, for me it definitely was anyway. Um so when I, it was only when I kind of started wondering, was I actually bi or gay, I was like, oh, am I thinking this because I actually am, or is it because I've been told I am by hundreds of people for the last like 5 6 years? And that's kind of still something that kind of I still kind of think about a lot. It's like, would I have ever gone like come to terms with my sexuality the way I did were it not for being bullied for being whatever. Like I wasn't really out or anything at the time, or didn't even know I was bi, but like would I have come to terms with the same way had I had a different kind of support system? Would I even have ever even considered it? Probably. Like obviously, yes, but I'd imagine it would have been very different. Um it really wasn't until I was about 16, 17. I used to go down to DCU every summer to go to C2I. It's like an academic camp that I even considered it, because it's when I started meeting other people like me. They had similar mindsets, and it was only then I was like, oh, these people are actually really cool, and it was like a positive thing, and like supported to be a member of the LGBT community instead of being ostracized and stigmatized and nearly like on your head, be it like if that's what you want to be, but that's you're choosing a hard path in life. Um, uh, so like I mean, the first person I ever kind of came out to was my best friend at the time, and it was the same day she came out to me as lesbian. Um, we both, she grew up in Turlestown, like in Dublin, so she would have had a quite a different setting. But from what I understood at the time, it was very similar to mine, where it's just like there was no real, oh, being gay is okay. It was all just like, oh, some people are gay, and we all need to learn to live with that. Seemed to be the general um, ethos at the time of everywhere. I don't know if that's the right word, but that was kind of the most formative like period of my life, was meeting other people over those summers, realizing that like I wasn't going to be ostracized, like it was actually okay and perfectly normal, rather than this like freak occurrence that it was seen back home, and it still is seen that way back home. um in regards, I suppose, like apart from that, the thing that kind of put it in my head at all was just the reading and English and stuff. um as a kid, I wouldn't have had whole lot of friends, so I would have been reading a lot, like reading a lot of Harry Potter. As I got older, stuff like John Green really appealed to me more, because on one hand, it was showing these like stereotypical, just generalized sad boys that are worshipped in the media now, which looking back is complete like bullshit. But I always thought that the way he portrayed women was more interesting. Not like obviously, I mean, a lot of the women he portrays are very just two dimensional, like, oh my god, they're so mysterious, it's a woman. But it was more the way the woman, like the few times it discussed how they viewed the man, or how the man viewed himself through the woman's eyes and stuff, always kind of was interesting to me. And it was always, I always found myself nearly being more attracted to the men in the end, even though the point was to feel attracted to her, for like being like if you were a straight male.